All right, and with that, joining me here on the Stratus IP Business Technology Simplified Show in 15 minutes or less, he is the CEO of Stratus IP and founder, Mike Dlug. Welcome to the show.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. I like the name of the show.
I like the name of the show too, and it's our inaugural episode here on the YouTubes. Folks get to see and hear what we're doing at Stratus IP. We've been growing. A lot's been happening over the past few years. But before we talk about what's happening right now, Mike, for the folks out there who aren't familiar with Stratus IP, let's start off. Who is Stratus IP, and what's this role we play in the business technology world?
Well, we like to try to keep things simplified, right? So the best way I can explain Stratus IP to people is we are direct sales and support organization for voice data and now cybersecurity. Mm-hmm. So we have a bunch of fine folks here who are on the phone reaching out to prospects. We're trying to hear people's problems and provide them with solutions from our carrier partners.
Yep. And I've been at Stratus IP now for 4 years. It's amazing. Time goes by really fast. But to see how much we've grown, how much we've been helping a lot of our customers across the board, and you hit the areas, right? So telecommunications, but also cybersecurity. That's the other area we've been digging a lot into. And business problems that we've been seeing out there across the board, we've been able to hopefully enter into those conversations and help people out. So let's kind of dig into some of the problems we're solving for folks.
So, recently, obviously during this crazy times we've been living in the last year and a half, cybersecurity has popped its ugly head.
Yep.
I think attacks have went up 600%, 700%, 800%. I mean, daily you see things about ransomware for schools, for hospitals. We've been lucky enough to find a really good partner or two that we introduced to our customer base and prospects, and they basically stress test the network, show them where the holes are. We've introduced them because it kind of goes hand in hand if you think about it with the voice and the data side of things, right? And it's a problem because a lot of our customers, they didn't stop working, they just went remote, right? So when you're working remote, you're working on the same computer as maybe your son, daughter, wife, husband is, that's doing other things and clicking bad links, and next thing you know, you are on the same computer, maybe you have a virus, and then you log into a server and work, and it's just it's an issue. Yeah. So we've been lucky enough to pivot to what we'll call a lateral lane in our industry, and it's been quite successful. So cybersecurity is definitely something that we've been helping people with and having a lot of success with it in the last, we'll say, 6 to 9 months or so.
Yeah. And so for folks who aren't familiar with my role at Stratus, I'm the Director of Sales Development, and I focus on leading our SDR team. And one of the things we've been having conversations with people about has been really top of mind issues in cybersecurity. Number one, it seems to be people are really concerned. I mean, we're recording here middle of May. We just saw the pipeline attack. We had some of our SDRs, they're on the phone. They're like, yeah, my CEO was terrified about that pipeline attack. And they said, let's start looking at cybersecurity stuff.
Yeah, about that. And from what I understand, that started on a billing software, and it took down the supply for the East Coast, right, where it affected you and I, right, when we go to the gas station to buy. It's crazy. Everything is IP based. So it has to be more secure than ever. We just recently did some security measures internally here. We sell the stuff, but we also use it. Yeah. So we did some multi-factor authentication that we're all educating people on. It's a little uncomfortable at first, but it certainly makes me sleep easier at night knowing that we're protected as well. So it's been interesting, but we've certainly been able to pivot. And the good thing about all this is Stratus IP, we don't have a product per se. Our product is our reputation and what we say. Our job is really to align a prospective business customer of ours with a carrier partner of ours that has the solutions there and the customer didn't know it existed. Right. And that's where we're basically connecting the two ends. We're a conduit for the carrier to educate a customer they weren't talking to, and for the customer to know a carrier that they didn't know existed in the product set. So, for us to just slide over to cybersecurity for us and pen testing and the phishing and all that good stuff it was a little bit of a educational process for us to talk, but now that we're going, it's been great, and we get a lot of great feedback from it.
Yeah, and it goes hand in hand to what our approach is. Business Technology Simplified. That's the name of the show. That's the name of, it's our focus on how we help our customers, and it goes hand in hand. We take these sometimes very complex, tough to understand solutions for business owners, IT directors who are overtaxed, CIOs who have a strategic goal in mind, and we simplify it. So Mike, can you maybe help draw the connections across the different industries? How are we helping simplify telecom with cybersecurity, with business continuity, advanced voice solutions, and so forth.
So, we all only have the same amount of one thing, right? And that's time.
Right.
Time in a day. Doesn't mean if you're Jeff Bezos or Brian or Mike, we all have so when we talk to somebody, it's how can we keep it simple to allow them to make a decision to help their business problems, business solutions become more efficient, whatever it may be,
Yep.
but do it simply, right? In the most efficient time. So one of the things we strive for is take an industry like voice, like data. And when I say voice, it means SIP trunks, it means call center, CRM integration. You can go down a rabbit hole with this stuff, right? Which is why we try to keep it simple.
Right.
Same thing with internet. All right, people think internet. There's only so many ways you can get internet, right? So we educate them. Then cybersecurity. So we have conversations with customers, find out their pains, and then kind of let us do the legwork. Let us cross the T's, dot the I's, whatever cliche you want to put in there, and we'll bring you back a solution or two and help you with that.
Yep.
By the way, we're saving you a lot of that time that we all have the same amount of, so you can focus on your core business. Let us do the legwork. And by the way, we don't make any money off of signing people up. They got to get turned up and bill and be happy. So we're not going to make a recommendation that's going to blow up on somebody's face. That's not how Stratus IP is built.
Right.
And we want to be aligned with the satisfaction. So keep it simple, right? Is a great way to look at it, because when I tell our guys here, you tell your team, if you find yourself talking too much, and the prospect is sitting there staring at, you're probably talking way too much, right? Keep it simple. Are we fixing the problem? How much does it cost? What questions can we answer for you? And that's it. So we strive for that at Stratus IP, and we've been successful at doing it. I mean, we've tripled in size, I think, since you've been here, maybe even more than that. And we have plans to continue to grow. So exciting stuff, but it all comes back to keeping it simple.
Yeah, keeping it simple, and then the long term. That's always our vision too. Every single customer we enter into agreements with, it's
right.
Our goal to keep them for the long haul. So we've made it a point, their provisioning process with our awesome project management team, but also client care team. Our client care team, headed by Brittany Quinn, easily one of the best in the industry, handling our clients like they're truly part of the family.
That's right.
One of my customers, not going to give names quite yet, because I'm not sure if they want their name listed on our show yet, but one of my personal customers sending us glowing emails about just the overall experience of not just Stratus IP, but truly working with us, coming to our happy hour, being able to feel part of the family. It changes the business relationship. It's not we're signing a piece of paper and we're moving into a business relationship. It's a real relationship.
That's right, and it's again, keeping it simple. Everything you just said there, it's just we care. We don't bring on people. Quite frankly, we don't want to bring on people that are jerks that people don't want to work with, right? So, listen, you're not always going to have good information for customers of something that's going wrong, right? Not to their liking. It happens. Things break. But the key is to always be present, answer their phone, answer the email, and just let them know what's going on, right? So communication is key with that, but caring is as well. So Brittany, Jackie, Sam, our client care team cares, right? They may tell the customer we're not sure yet because truly we don't know, but we'll find out. And we don't work with carriers that don't allow us to have the relationships with all the different department heads so that we can lean on them in times where things go sideways. A guy could come out here and hit a pole, right? Not our fault, our service is down, not the carrier's fault, but we need to tell them what's going on.
Right.
And keeping it simple with the lines of communication, and it's been successful. Unfortunately, a lot of the carriers aren't like that. They're so big, or they've been through so many transactions that they're still trying how to navigate internally how to do things.
Yeah, that's how we started. That's how Stratus IP came into existence.
100%. And we are the simplified solution for the customer as well. So they don't have to worry about who to go to, what escalation point. They just call our client care team, and whoever's assigned to them. They call me, they call you, they call whoever they have a relationship here. And we answer the phone, and we answer the email, and we keep them updated until whatever question they have is answered.
Mike Dlug, simplified is the theme, it seems like, here in the first episode, and I love that. So how about this? Let's simplify things as we go towards the end of the show in terms of where Stratus IP is going. Obviously, telecommunications, so we're talking about traditional voice services, advanced voice solutions, so contact center, omni-channel integration, but then also you go into your bandwidth, so traditional SD-WAN, fiber, and then cybersecurity. So let's maybe focus on simplifying for folks out there, top of mind issue, cybersecurity, business continuity. How is Stratus IP helping simplify the cybersecurity landscape?
Well, from a cybersecurity landscape point of view, I think the easiest way we're keeping things simplified is we are aligning ourselves with a partner, right, that listens to their problems and needs, passes along what they're seeing in the industry of where the holes in networks are, best practices, you name it, and then putting a customized plan together for a 2-3 year period of continual exercises of cybersecurity assessment, pen testing as a service, phishing, vulnerability scans, and then even to the point where they're having questions about accreditations for compliance issues. I mean, it's just going and going and going, because if you think about it, and you know this, Brian, people are now not tied to a building or a place of work. They're going to the cloud, right? And I always tell, it's like up there somewhere, right? The cloud. But they're going to the cloud where they have to be secure. But they also, their endpoints have to be secure. So we are living in a world that is going virtual. It's went virtual, whether people believe it or not. And you know, for all the good it does, there's also bad it does. So it brings more holes. And so we're trying to simplify it by aligning ourselves with people that understand our customers, the landscape, and quite frankly, how to fix things, and educate them on where the threats may be moving forward. It's a crazy time, but it's a time that Stratus IP is built for, to support our customers, and we're going to continue to do so. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and we're meeting a lot of good people while doing it.
Amen. And this is the start of many conversations we'll be having with both each other, also with our carriers, our engineers we work with. So I'm excited to have this conversation going forward. So the company is Stratus IP, CEO Mike Dlug, founder of Stratus IP. Thank you so much for joining the inaugural episode of the Business Technology Simplified Show, sponsored by Stratus IP.
Fantastic.